Okay, YouTube, we're back again with another video today. We are in a brand new home. I'm doing the final on it right now. Under the 2012 IRC down here in Georgia. Let's talk about tamper-resistant outlets, electrical and ground fault circuit interrupter outlets. Where they're required, why they're required, where they, why would you want to need them? I mean, why would you want them? And you can, in this particular case, retrofit these if you're in an older existing home and you don't have tamper-resistant outlets. That's a tamper-resistant outlets. That's a tamper-resistant outlet. I'll try to zoom in on that. That particular unit is a tamper, and it's wired to a ground fault breaker on the panel, electrical panel. But essentially a tamper, let's go over tamper-resistant outlets. Tamper-resistant outlets were something that was designed, engineered, and brought to the market probably, I want to say 10 years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Basically, there are outlets with little baffles. They have little baffles, if you can see that. And basically, how that works is to energize this particular outlet here, you have to insert both prongs. You can't, and it was brought to the market for kids, for little kids that were sticking like a knife or any type of tool or a toy into one side of this receptacle, and they were shocking themselves, and they were dying, or they were getting severely injured. These particular outlets that are tamper resistant, you have to insert both prongs to energize this particular outlet. You can't just insert, and I'll try to zoom in on that. You can't just insert a tool or a piece of equipment into one side. You have to insert into both sides. So with this particular tester, and let me back up a little bit. I suggest everybody to go to your local big box stores. You know which ones, and pick up one of these little testers. These things really come in handy. If you're a homeowner, you definitely would want to get one of these. And I'll try to zoom in on that. And it's got a little diagram on the condition. Let me put it down and try to zoom in on that so you can kind of see. But you need to get one of these. Let's see, is that good there? Hope you can see that. Let's see. But it's got the condition. It'll show the condition of your outlet. Get one of these. Go to one of the big box hardware stores, and it shows. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Get you. Let's see. Golly, I can't get it. Hold on for a second. Let's do this right here. There we go. But it shows the condition of your outlet. You got an open ground, open neutral. We have a open hot, hot and neutral reverse. It shows and it also shows which ones are correct, which is here. 2 lights means that the outlet is wired correctly. But pick up one of these. I would suggest you get one of these. You can get them at, I think they cost like $14, and go through at least once a year, go through and test every outlet in your home. And like I said, it has a little legend or a little diagram showing you the condition of that particular outlet. I would get one of these and go through every room and test every outlet to see what the condition is of that particular outlet, and if there's an issue, it'll let you know. It'll show up here with the lights. It's got lights here that correspond to what's going on here. So they'll show up and let you know the condition of that receptacle. And if there's an issue or problem, I'd contact a competent electrician. I always have to use that word, competent, because there are a lot of electricians out here that are not competent. So definitely get one of these. Like I said, you can go get one, you can go Walmart. Probably shouldn't have said that, but just go in and get one of these testers. Go to one of the big box hardware stores, get one of these, at least once a year, maybe every 6 months, test every outlet in your home to see the condition of your outlet. Tamper-resistant outlets. We're down here in Georgia. We're under the 2017 NEC. They were required back when we were under the 2014 NEC. Tamper-resistant outlets and ground fault outlets. Ground fault outlets are required in the kitchen, countertops. These are all wired to a ground fault breaker at the panel, and the panel is in the garage. But in kitchens, at any area that is at least 6 feet away from a sink or a water source is required to have a ground fault circuit interrupter. And what those basically do is once they sense a change in pressure, say if you had your hair dryer or you had some kind of piece of some kind of appliance plugged in to here, and you had a sink full of water, and that appliance actually fell in the sink into the sink of water, that particular outlet or that breaker or outlet would sense a change in pressure, and it would trip. You have with electricity, you required, or not required, but once the amount of pressure going to that receptacle should be the same amount of pressure going back to the panel. You know, same amount of pressure going to the receptacle. It should be the same amount of pressure going back to the panel. And if there's a change in pressure, if that appliance were to drop into the sink of water, that breaker would sense a change in pressure, it would trip, i.e. you're not getting electrocuted and dying. So those are required in the kitchen, those are required in the laundry room. Let me take you here to the laundry room here. Turn the light on here. Here we go. So I normally get my little tester here, a little handy tester, stick it into the outlet. See? Those are 2 lights. So if you look at our little diagram here, it is wired correctly, 2 lights. And then make sure you get the one, if you guys get one with the little test button. It automatically trips the ground fault. So once I trip this, it just tripped that ground fault. So that alerts me, or that lets me know that there is a ground fault breaker going to that laundry room, and in the breaker or the outlet is wired correctly. So let me take you upstairs. Like I said, this is a brand new home. I'm doing a final on this one. It's got 2 levels. We're talking about tamper-resistant outlets and ground fault circuit interrupt outlets. Tamper-resistant outlets are required in every, and I'm gonna go more into this, a little more detail. We're gonna talk about arc fault circuit interrupter outlets and breakers. But tamper-resistant outlets are required in all habitable areas, I guess you want to say, in bedrooms, sunroom, dining room, laundry room, just about everywhere. Like I said, they were brought to the market because the little kids were sticking items, knives, toys, any type of items into the receptacles and shocking themselves and becoming severely injured, and some in cases dying. So these particular outlets have a little baffle that require both prongs to go in at the same time. They require both prongs going at the same time to energize that particular receptacle. And this is the master bathroom. We're in a master bedroom. This is the master bathroom. And all these outlets are required to be ground fault circuit interrupted. Okay? So, ground fault circuit interrupters are required in the bathrooms, laundry rooms, the kitchen. Typically, basically, where there is a water source, you are required to have the G.F.C.I, ground fault circuit interrupter outlets. We're on the second level. Tamper-resistant outlets are required in just about every other room, master bedroom, the bathroom, master bedroom, all the other bedrooms, sunroom, dining room, living room, any family room type situation, they require the tamper-resistant outlets. And in some cases, the outlets in the kitchen and laundry require to be tamper-resistant, wired to a G.F.C.I breaker on the panel. And I'll take you down to the panel and show you the ones that trip. This is like a bonus room here. We have a bedroom there. We got a little full bath right in the hallway right there. Then we have another bedroom. Okay, let's take you back downstairs. Let's go look at the electrical panel box. Show you the ground fault circuit interrupter breakers and any arc fault breakers. This is the garage area here, and there's our panel right there. And as you can see, these all are ground fault circuit interrupters, and to reset them, you just flip it that way, just to reset them all. So that's all our G.F.C.I breakers and all our arc fault breakers, which is here. And I'll go into a little more on the panel and the arc fault and G.F.C.I interrupter breakers a little more in another video. But I wanted to just kind of bring you one on G.F.C.I and tamper-resistant. All the outlets here in the garage are required to be G.F.C.I. You put your little tester in, and we have the two lights here which indicate we have a correct, you can see that, correct condition. And to trip it, to make sure that it's wired correctly, you just press the button and it just went out. And you just go back over here to the, I'm sorry, that's wired to the G.F.C.I outlet here. So you just reset it. So you can flip that and test it every month, at least every 3 or 4 months, and that resets it right here. If you guys have these installed in your home, I would at least, they have a test button. Just take it and test, and you can reset it. Now, if the reset button is faulty, in a lot of these cases, either the test button or the reset button, they tend to stick, I guess I would want to say, and they don't work properly. They don't work like they should. They'll stick. If they won't test or they won't reset, you need to get those replaced. Find you a competent electrician to replace those. But G.F.C.I outlets are required. Any outlets on the exterior, in the garage and kitchen, bathroom, around any water source. Tamper-resistant outlets are, down here in Georgia, are required basically throughout the interior of the house. Every outlet should be a minimum tamper-resistant. That's on new construction. Tamper-resistant. Those are little outlets with the little baffles in the slots that require both prongs to be inserted at the same time to energize that particular receptacle. And these are, you can retrofit these. If you're in an older existing home, if you have just conventional receptacles, you can retrofit these. If you have a lot of kids, you're in an older home, you have a lot of kids, I would go through, hire you like I said, a competent electrician, and if you choose to, I would retrofit, at least in their rooms. If you have the younger kids and they have their own bedrooms, to at least retrofit the tamper-resistant. And go online, I'll include links in the bottom of this description, in the description, showing you can go online and read more about tamper-resistant outlets. But I would, at a minimum, if you have little babies, little kids with their own rooms, or they have access to different rooms, playroom, sunroom, family room, I would definitely look into retrofitting those into the interior of the house. And like I said, I'll leave a link for you to read more about tamper-resistant, G.F.C.I, G.F.C.I, ground fault circuit interrupters. If you're living in an older home, I would look into retrofitting these in the kitchen area, bathroom, and in your garage, and any outlets, receptacles you might have on the exterior. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found this educational. If you have any questions or comments, as always, hit me up down below, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.